So that's where the skills of Vincent was very handy, and he did a great job putting these putting this whole process together and training our storyboarding team to the best possible manner.
Our journey of storyboarding Little Krishna, it was a very rich and a wonderful experience. As a part of filmmaking, storyboarding is the simplest and the most efficient way for the director to see the whole film laid out in front of him. As a process in itself, storyboarding is a very intense task. It involves strong film grammar, understanding technicalities, working as a team, solving story complexity, understanding finest acting, better use of camera, and also remember the whole film is actually constructed here. The storyboard artist's job is to turn the script pages into the visuals. The telling a story through visuals with dynamic camera angles, with proper staging, and with proper acting. Everything the storyboard artist has to take care. In Krishna story itself, it contains lots of action sequences and gags, and so many entertaining elements are there. For the storyboard artist, it's the biggest challenge how to place the camera such a way where when it will go to the production, maybe when the SFX might come, that time make their work very easy and more smooth.
Animation is completely a reverse process when you compare with live action. We do voice recording first, and then we bring the voices to the edit table, match the voices to the storyboard panels, which is so-called animatics. We take animatic as a final edit, and we have gone little ahead, and we do a scratch music and sound effects, which will help us with the timing, and also it will help the animator to understand the mood, the story flow, and of course, perfect timing.
An overall look and feel from Bala, who did a magnificent job directing everybody in composition in primarily, and his asset is to really make sure that every composition looks great.
I really enjoyed working on this project because it's our subject, Indian subject. We had many challenges, start from designing characters, modeling them and rigging them, texturing them, animating them, getting good acting, getting mood with lighting, compositing, editing. It's kind of lot of work has gone into it. Staging is a process where we place camera, we bring in characters, we arrange them nicely, and we basically create nice space for characters to act. Arranging all these elements helps creating better drama.
The challenge with Krishna is that you cannot do with a normal format of television series, which is about 3 to 4 primary characters and maybe 20 secondary characters. Here the number of characters were going over 300, and for each character to have a kind of a clothing that they would have had at that point in time, to really treat silk as silk, to really see that everywhere people wore dhoti, and to do justice to that kind of a clothing when they are fighting demons and also running and also doing several activities in the field.
Doing cloth simulation for Krishna was an upheaval task for us. We know Indian dresses are so intricate. There are layers and layers of cloth on top of each other. Just imagine dressing up the characters, Krishna, his friends, doing the daily chores, fighting around all over Vrindavan in water, in air, in high winds. That was quite a challenge for us.
God! We had to really train people on cloth, water, fire, and n number of things. One sensible thing that we did at that point in time is to make sure that we are not using fur into the whole process of production. We fortunately had a great technical team on texturing who could hand paint such great textures which almost look like fur, and all kind of renders were done so nicely with a great lighting that we never felt a need of fur even on a tiger or various other animals that we had.
We had to make sure that all the colors and the visual properties that has to go with this character should always be in the balance, and all these things should work well with all the lighting conditions, whether he is in the daylight or the evening light, or whether he is fighting with the demon. All these smaller details has been taken care such that Krishna looks adorable in each and every frame.
Rigging is a phase which comes right before animation. This is a process where we put in controls into the character so that he can move his limbs the way he wants it. For instance, if the character has to go into a martial arts pose, he needs to have these controls which can move the limbs or the body parts, or even if the character has to get angry, he has to make sure that these controls are in there. For instance, the facial expressions of a character, like as simple as smiling or frowning or getting angry at things.
Animation, we had so many characters to deal with. We had human characters, we had animals, we had birds, we had demons. For each and every character we had to put in personality, mannerisms, so that they are all believable.
Krishna, do you like it, little bee? Is that what you want to say to me with your buzzing?
Every story would involve a situation where kids, while doing their daily chores, would come across a situation where they would have to face a monster sent by Kamsa, and the monster would be a morph of an animal or of a cyclone, which would involve getting powers from the wind, from fire, from animals. So while animating them, we had to take note of all these forces and how they would behave as a character. Before starting animation, the biggest phase that we would all focus on would be the planning. Planning involved study of the personality of the character. Acting is a very important phase, a very important building block of animation. This is the time where the animator, who is a performer, who is the actor, he tries to feel the character, the situation he is in.
God!